Hi, good day everyone, and welcome to the National Training Agency's online career guidance session. I am Giselle Jordan, Marketing Officer at the NTA. At the NTA, we focus on TVET, which means Technical and Vocational Education and Training, or simply put, Skills Training and Education. We are the regulatory body for TVET, which means that we work with schools and other skill-based institutions to ensure that you, the public, receive quality, standardized training programs that is consistent to regional and international guidelines and benchmarks. Lately, with all that's been happening with COVID-19, today we'll be focusing on the new normal and creating your own success. Basically, how do we become entrepreneurs post-COVID, or how do we continue with business or life as we know it? So we hear this term a lot, the new normal. And now that many countries are easing their economic and social restrictions due to COVID-19, including Trinidad and Tobago, there's a lot of talk about the new normal. But what does this mean? It means that as long as the world has not found a cure or vaccine for COVID-19, we have to adjust to a new normal, meaning a new way of living and going about our lives, work, and interactions with other people. It involves wearing a face mask out in public or basically everywhere we go once we leave the premises of our home. It includes proper hygiene practices, social distancing, staying at home when sick or when someone at home is also sick. It means working from home, online learning and teaching, e-commerce, increased sanitization and temperature checks. So we've seen so far that a lot of companies have gone to having employees come out to their physical building to working from home. We've also seen Ministry of Education implement online learning for students. So how do we then, taking this new normal in mind, how do we create our own success based on this new normal? So the first thing we have to do is research and discover. Secondly, we have to set goals with the greatest positive impact. Third, we must identify occupational areas that match our skills. And fourthly, think of potential obstacles and real solutions for them. And finally, develop an action plan. How do we move forward? So we're going to go into detail into each one of these steps. So let's continue. 1. Research and discover growing job markets and potential career options. Our first step is to research the business that are in demand during COVID-19. So we've seen the growth of online businesses due to the lockdown that was imposed during March to July months. With this lockdown, we've seen the introduction of a lot of online businesses using social media, Facebook and Instagram. We've seen a lot of people doing food catering businesses, takeout services, and all of that. So here we have to gain knowledge about these businesses by asking friends, families, and colleagues about their jobs. But what do we ask them? So we have listed here some questions. What skills do they use? What qualifications they have, what they like and dislike about their jobs or their businesses, and what type of experience they earned before having their own business. Right? We also have to ask how do they grow and manage their business, and how do they advertise their businesses? In other words, how do they get customers to come to them? Secondly, we have to set goals with the greatest positive impact. Setting goals give you long-term vision and short-term motivation. It focuses your acquisition of knowledge and helps you to organize your time and your resources so that you can make the most of your life. In order to set goals, we must ensure that they are focused and achievable. They need to be smart, and that means specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time limited. Specific meaning that it must be clear and straight to the point. It should be measurable. So in the next 3 months, you should be able to
By
measure
myself.
how successful.
It is 35 in between here. So 35.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'm just kindly asking for those who are tuned on to kindly mute your mic. Thank you. Okay, so let's continue. So we dealt with specific, we dealt with measurable. Now we're going to deal with achievable. Now your goals must be achievable. You don't want to set some high, far-reaching goal and then give yourself 2 weeks to complete it and then it does not come through, right? So goals should be achievable based on your resources. It should also be realistic and it should be time limited. So we know this is COVID times. So being time limited, we need to tune into what is happening around us in the world, right? We need to know that at any given point in time, another lockdown may be enforced. Different things may occur in the macro environment, causing our goals to shift focus a bit. In continuing with our goals, we need to list potential occupational areas and begin comparing our options. So first we need to identify what skill set do you need for each option, meaning that what skill set do you need for each sector or each business you're interested in. Identify what qualifications you may need for each option. One may require many more skills or an additional degree or some type of qualification which could be more time consuming or expensive compared to the other options. Identify your earning potential of each option. One may have a substantially higher income over the other. And another thing to do would be to identify the personal value of each. So one may offer you personally. One may allow you to develop more of the personal qualities and relationships you aspire to have. And another may inspire you to produce your best professional work. Another thing we ought to do, which is not listed here, is identify our competition. Who else is in this market? Who else has businesses that are similar to the ones that you are interested in? And it's always good to eventually have your inspiration become your competition. So always review your list of pros and cons to assess which professional path is most likely to help you achieve your goals. So moving forward, we're going to go to point 3, which would be to identify occupational areas that match your skills. So after listing and comparing your possible occupational areas, consider this. Choose a field that makes you feel confident and successful. You don't want to go into something that you're not sure of. And then when you produce a particular item, you question yourself. You want to go into something confident and what you know would be successful. Your technical skills that you learn in school or at work should also match the occupational area that you choose. All right, so think about also your soft skills. So the first point was basically your technical skills. And now we're going to talk about your soft skills, which are your behaviors and traits that you've acquired, such as your attention to detail or your excellent communication skills. Now match your list of technical and soft skills against the occupational areas you are considering to see how well it fits. So you may be a very good plumber, but then your soft skills need work. So they go hand in hand. If it is that your soft skills need work, then you should work on that also. Your soft skills would be how well you communicate with your customers, with your suppliers. It would be how well you pay attention to detail, simple things like packaging your products, how you would post your products online, and your selling strategies as well. All right, so the next point would be to think of potential obstacles and real solutions. So Winston Churchill said that success is going from failure to failure without a loss of enthusiasm. Successful people feel more than unsuccessful people simply because they keep trying no matter what obstacles they come across. Now, obstacles to achieving goals can include fear of failure, fear of success, and a lack of self-confidence. Adding to this, another huge obstacle that we're faced with right now is COVID-19 and the uncertainty in terms of business and what is going to happen to the economy. So think about some real solutions now to help overcome these roadblocks that is in the part of your success. So for example, you can now place your business on social media. There, it is a free platform, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest. They all provide a way of getting your business out there, right? So placing your business on social media opens you up to a huge network of persons who may be interested. We can also use safe measures when conducting business transactions. So how can you put in place different measures with all this new normal in mind? How do you now provide safe measures for customers conducting business transactions? Do you go cashless? Do you offer online transactions? What can you put in place to deal with that obstacle? And also, how well do we adhere to health and safety measures set in place by the government? So recently, the government limited groups from 25 to 10 persons. How is this now going to affect the way you conduct business or the way that you set up your own business? This is something that we need to think of, and you may need to offer solutions to that issue. And our final step would be to develop an action plan. This involves creating a map for your entrepreneurial future. So, first step is to review your goals and chart the steps that you will need to follow. Then put them in paper or digital calendar to establish your schedule. Remember, we said that goals need to be measurable, achievable, and time bound. So it is important to establish your schedule in order to achieve your goals. Keep your action plan readily available so you can review it regularly. Check off each step as you complete it and reward yourself for the achievements, both big and small. Revisit and revise your action plan as necessary. This is a must as the future is so uncertain with COVID-19 in the midst of us and the pandemic looming. All right, remember that new opportunities, technological advances, personal priorities, and trends in the economy can all cause essential planning changes. Now, when this happens, it should not be an obstacle to throw you off, but push you in the right direction. It is important that you think of solutions to these issues that may occur. So, new opportunities, how do you deal with new opportunities? If there is new technology, a new platform of technology that is available, how do you change? What do you do? So it's important to keep up to date with market trends, continue to read newspapers, keep up with government um, announcements with regards to COVID-19. And that brings us to the end of this presentation. So thank you very much for listening. Right now, we would entertain a few questions that you may have based on what was said throughout the presentation. Okay, so again, guys, I'd just like to say thank you so much for tuning in today. Just a gentle reminder, we are located at number 140 to 142 Merchant Sutron Road, Chaguanas, and also in Tobago at Tobago Technology Center. Our contact number is 672-7107 or 8 for Trinidad and 635-0280 for Tobago office. We are also on Facebook. Our handle is at NTATNT. We are on Twitter at NTA_TT, on YouTube as NTATT. Our Pinterest page is NTATT868, and also we're on Instagram as NTATT868. So we hope that you tune in to our multiple pages, that you like and subscribe, and we thank you once again.